Hey everyone, a very good evening to one and all. I hope that everybody is doing absolutely fine. Welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. My name is Abhishek Singh and we are going to do the third part of this lecture today, in which we are covering the entire revision of R.S. Sharma, that is the ancient history for UPSC aspirants. And in this lecture we are going to do the third part of our MCQs. The previous two parts which we have already covered, you can already watch those videos in the playlist which is there updated on our home page. If you have not subscribed our channel yet, so please do subscribe, because these sessions are coming regularly at 4 p.m. So make it sure that you do not miss any of the sessions. They are very important for the civil services aspirants. However, the more important thing is that we are also starting our evening batches, that is called P2I, or the prelims to interview batches, having a lot of special features for the aspiring candidates for 2024 civil services examination. For example, we have got the extensive syllabus coverage for general studies along with the one-to-one mentorship and handwritten notes as the special features, and apart from that the current affairs program is the part of it. So overall that will provide you with each and everything which is essential to clear the examination. And if you clear the prelims stage, then you will be called to StudyIQ campus at Delhi NCR for the mains residential program. So I hope that all these things are very attractive and very much useful for everyone, those who is aspiring. So guys, make it sure that you join our batches, but use this code ASR live to avail this discounted price. However, I hope that most of you have joined, so let's move to the topic straight. And here, first of all, this first question is here in front of you. Which of the following inscriptions of the time of Kanishk indicates that his empire was extended up to Champa in the east? Okay, so guys, here you can see the answer. Here it is already given. The answer, that is option number C, Rabatak inscription. Okay, answer is Rabatak inscription. But let me tell you about this question in detail. Basically, when I am talking about the inscriptions of Kanishk, guys, Kanishk belonged to the Kushan dynasty, as we might be aware. Okay, this dynasty, it has the founder ruler called Kozula Kadphises, and the maximum extent of this dynasty in India, that was believed to be the up to the areas of lower or mid Gangetic plains. However, the Rabatak inscription that is currently present in Pakistan, that tells that it is actually present in the Afpak region, that is basically the border line of Afghanistan, Pakistan. So the area which we can consider, that area was basically in the Afghan dominated zone, right? Area was under the Afghan dominated zone in those times. Okay, so here this inscription describes that the empire of Kanishk Kushana, that is located up to the fringes of Champa, in the east. Okay, so that is the right answer. Got it, everyone? Moving further, now the next question is here. Consider the following pairs. So on one side there is a Sannati that mentions the Ranyu Ashoka. Then there is a Shahbaz Garhi, which mentions the UNESCO's World Heritage Site. Then there is a Kandahar that mentions the Greek and Aramaic languages. And then there is a Brahmagiri. So which of the following are correctly matched? Okay, right answer, that is option number C. Only 3 of them are correctly matched. So now let me tell you that which three of them are correctly matched. Okay, you might be wondering that why is answer visible already. I have just given the answer quickly because that is the main purpose. The main purpose is to explain the question so that you can revise it, because I understand some of you might be watching it for the first time, so that it would be difficult for you to answer it. Now here, Sannati, where is this located? Guys, Sannati is located in the Karnataka region. Karnataka, particularly a place called as Kanganahalli, where we find a stone statue, and that mentions the name of Ashoka as Ranyo Ashoka, remember that. Then Shahbazgarhi, this is the UNESCO's World Heritage Site. That is absolutely correct, because basically Shahbazgarhi is one of the very few locations in the Pakistan where the UNESCO has bestowed the World Heritage Site status. Got it? So this has to be one of the most famous probably. In fact, it was on the Shahbazgarhi only from where the help was taken. The help was taken to decipher the meaning of Ashokan inscriptions. Got it? Remember that. Kandahar, that is written in the Greek and Aramaic languages. This is also correct. Because Kandahar is one of the total 2 bilingual inscriptions of Emperor Ashoka. In fact, let me tell you that Shahbazgarhi, Mansehra, these 2, Mansehra basically, and then Kandahar, the third one. So Shahbazgarhi and Mansehra, they use the Kharoshthi, the Kharoshthi script, whereas when we talk about the Kandahar, that has the Greek as well as the Aramaic languages used to write the inscriptions of Ashoka. They helped in the decipherment of the script called Brahmi script and Kharoshthi script, both. So most of you might be aware that it was James Prinsep who discovered, or rather who deciphered the Brahmi script for the first time to understand the meaning of the Ashokan edicts in 1837. Okay. Now, the fourth location, that is the Brahmagiri. The question says that the only Ashokan inscription in Tamil Nadu. But let me tell you that this is not correct. Why? Because Brahmagiri is not located in Tamil Nadu, rather it is located in Karnataka. Okay, it is located in Karnataka. So guys, that means the 3 pairs of these are correctly matched. Out total 3 pairs are correctly matched. Next question, the rulers of this dynasty claimed to be the son of God. The rulers of this dynasty claimed to be the son of God. So which was that dynasty particularly? So that dynasty, that was the Kushan dynasty. However, the Kushan dynasty, which title did they take exactly? The title was basically the Devaputra. Remember this point? Alright everyone. Devaputra title, that is very, very important to be remembered. Why so? Because in this particular title, let me tell you, Kanishk declares himself to be the son of the deities, son of the gods. Similar type of title used to be taken by the Chinese emperors, and they took the title the sons of the heaven. Guys, this type of title, it should be continued until the arrival of Timurid rulers. In fact, let me tell you that even during the Timur, they also used to take similar type of titles where they used to call themselves as the son of the heaven or the son of the god, like that. Okay, so that probably indicates the Central Asian influence on the Kushana rulers, of course, because they belonged to the very same place. Got it everyone? I hope it is clear to everybody. Now, next question. Consider the following statements with reference to the Manusmriti. Alright. Women can hold their valuables even without their husband's permission, and the women women's wealth could be inherited by their children or can be claimed by their husband. Which of the following are correct? So how many of the people, those who have seen the questions with the answers already? Now guys, I hope that you got a clear idea. Now here you have to answer this question. Exactly which of the following statements are correct? Only one, only two, none of the above, or all of the above. So what is the exact right answer to this question, everyone? So naturally, if you go to the first question, the women can hold their valuables even without their husband's permission. Is it possible? In the Manusmriti, of course, remember that point, that their valuables or their jewelries, if you are thinking that the women were able to hold their jewelries without their permission, without the permission of their husband, then guys, remember that that is not correct. Okay, not correct. Okay, husband's permission was essential. Husband's permission was essential. However, the woman's wealth that could not be inherited or claimed by the husband. Is it making sense? See, there was a concept called as Stridhan. So the Stridhan, that was basically the property or the wealth or the gifts which were given to the woman by the family members during the wedding ceremony, or during the other times whenever there was an occasion and the woman used to receive the gifts, etc. However, the Stridhan specifically indicated the gifts received during the wedding ceremony. But let me tell you, the holding on the valuables, on the belongings, not necessarily Stridhan. Try to understand the difference. Not necessarily the Stridhan. Even the other types of belongings that the woman used to have, without the permission of the husband, it was not possible to hold it for them. Okay. However, when it came to the inheritance, then husband or the children, they could not inherit directly. Only the daughters used to inherit it, or the daughter-in-laws, they used to inherit it. You might be aware that even in the rural areas, even nowadays also, whenever there is the death of the elderly lady in the house, the jewelries, etc., or whatever wealth that lady has, the Stridhan, that is transferred to the daughters or to the daughter-in-laws as per the tradition. So that is what I mean to say. That's why we can say that none of these statements are correct. Now, which of the following statements is not correct about the city Bharuch in Gujarat? Okay, so there is a city in Gujarat. It is the second oldest city of India having the continuous inhabitation. In the Greek and Roman, it was called Barigaza. It was located for the import only, and it is mentioned extensively as a major trading partner of the Roman world. All right. So let me tell you about this, that this particular city called Barigaza or Bharuch, it has to be one of the oldest settlements. There is no doubt about it. But let me tell you that if you are going to see that it was located only for the import, now that is not correct. That is not correct. Okay. So here the right answer is basically option number C. Option number C. Okay. Because no seaport can be there which is located for only importing anything from outside, and of course not Bharuch or Bhegukach. Remember that. Okay. Then next question, consider the following statements regarding the critical edition of Mahabharata. Okay, consider the following question regarding the critical edition of Mahabharata. So here, just let me tell you one thing. In this question, basically the question is related to the related to the Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute. Most of you might not have heard the name of that. So those who have heard it, let me tell you that during the 20th century, finally the Archaeological Survey of India and the Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute, they came together to make a critical edition of Mahabharata by by consulting several scholars as well as the manuscripts, right? So here it was basically a team comprising dozens of the scholars initiated the task of preparing a critical edition of Mahabharata. So that is why answer is already visible here, option number A. Option number A. So guys, whenever you are having a new thing that is not covered in the RS Sharma particularly, then I have already provided the answer so that the explanation that is given, but not wasting the time. Okay, make it sure that. Next question, question number 7. Okay, question number 7 is right here. Consider the following statements. Polyandry was prevalent in the Himalayan region and the system of the exogamy existed in the ancient India. Now, you have to tell that which of the following are correct. Only one, only two, or none of the above, or all of the above. Okay, so here, what is the answer in this case? Guys, answer is basically option number A, only one is correct, right? Only one is correct. Why so? Because polyandry is prevalent. Historically, it is prevalent in the Himalayan region. What is the meaning of polyandry? The meaning of polyandry, that was basically the multiple husbands. Okay, multiple husbands. So in the Himalayan states or in the foothills of the Himalayan region, particularly, let me tell you some of the Himalayan foothill states, right? Some of the foothill states like Kuluta, okay, like Kuluta, sorry, just a second everyone. Some of the Himalayan states like Kuluta and Champaka, okay, Champaka, these states existed, right? These states existed in the Himalayan foothills and they had the traditions of the polyandry. Okay, it is said that this polyandry system was inspired by Mahabharata. However, the states that I have given in the example, these states existed during the early medieval period or in the post-Gupta period. Right everyone? So remember these names, these are very important. The question has been asked even in the previous year, right, UPSC examinations. Now, system of the exogamy existed in the ancient India. What is the meaning of the exogamy? Well, exogamy basically means when you marry in a different social group, that is outside your own society or outside your own socio-cultural grouping. You can understand this as a grouping like a caste, a grouping like the caste. Okay, so if we say that in the ancient India, the system of exogamy that was present, that is not true. That is not true, right? Most of the marriages used to take place in the similar social circles, mostly, even if it was beyond a particular varna, inter-varna marriages used to take place, of course, but still the society that was the same, society, right? It was not favored usually that there should be no exogamy, right? So therefore the right answer will be option number A here. Moving to the next question. Now consider the following statements regarding the familial ties and practices. Okay, so often people belonging to the same family share food and other resources and live, work and perform the rituals together. All right. So the people belonging to the same family, they share food and other resources and live and work together. Then families are usually the parts of larger networks of the people defined as relatives, or to use a more technical term, that is kinfolk. Kinfolk means the extended family. Extended family. Then, while familial ties are often regarded as the natural and based on the blood, they are defined in many different ways. Guys, this question is again unusual question. So answer is already provided here, option number D. Let me tell you that this particular question is from the new NCERT. Okay, it is not from R.S. Sharma, it is from the new NCERT. So if you have not read it yet, if you have not revised it yet, today I am providing the most of the questions with the answers already, so that this is the last part that we are doing here, right, for the revision of ancient history. So that is why it is advised for all of you to go through and read the these miscellaneous type of topics from the new NCERT if you have not done it yet. Even if you have not watched the previous lectures, do not forget to watch the entire series of lectures. That is probably 34-35 lectures are already there. Okay. Now, so basically all of the above statements should be correct, right? Obviously they are correct. So here the question is actually trying to explain the meaning of the family or the kul. Do not forget to use the term kul. This is the ancient term, also equatable with the term called kutumb. Okay, kutumb. So if you say the kul or if you say the kutumb, that basically equates with the word called as the kinfolk. Okay, everyone. So that is the answer. All of the above statements are correct, right, everyone? Now consider the following statements. Okay, so the birth of Lord Buddha at Lumbini, then first sermon at Kushinagar, and nirvana at Bodh Gaya. So related to the Buddha's life, which of the following is not correctly matched? Okay, so now you have to tell that which is not correctly matched. Okay, everyone. Now 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, or none of the above. So which of them are not correctly matched? So guys, here let me tell you, the first sermon at Kushinagar, that is not correctly matched, because the first sermon came at Sarnath. Okay, and the nirvana, that was not at Bodh Gaya. Nirvana that came at Kushinagar. Okay, so that is the right answer. Remember that. Okay, everyone. Now moving to the other details of this question. So whenever you come to the point of Buddha's life, remember that Buddha's life is indicated by the symbols and the events. Okay, so symbols and the events, basically the symbols which are there, they are connected. So the lotus and the bull. Okay, lotus and the bull. Then the symbol of people tree. Then the symbol of wheel, and the symbol of the stupa or the footprints. Okay, so lotus and bull, the birth of Buddha. Then people tree, the enlightenment. Okay, enlightenment. And wheel is basically for the Dhamma Chakra Pravartan. Okay, Dhamma Chakra Pravartan. and stupa or footprints, that is for the nirvana. For the nirvana. One event is left here, that is a symbol horse, and the event is Mahabhinishkraman. Okay, Mahabhinishkraman. All right, everybody. So here, these all events and the symbols, they are very, very important. So I have already been providing the answers, right? So you don't need to do any work here. You just need to attend so that you can focus upon the explanation part. That is the sole purpose today, right? So don't worry that all these answers are visible, because here the main purpose, that is the revision, because from tomorrow onwards, remember everyone, from tomorrow onwards I am going to start the series of culture, okay, Indian culture. So that is very, very important. You just make sure that if you are able to see this session today, then do not forget to join the session tomorrow at 4 p.m. when we are going to start the new series of Indian culture. Okay, now with reference to the history of the Indian architecture, consider the following statements. The Barabar rock cut caves were originally made for the Ajivikas by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. Then Harmika is a term used for the pillars of stupa. Which of the following is correct? Tell me the right answer, everyone. With reference to the history of Indian architecture, consider the following statements. Barabar rock cut caves originally made by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya for Ajivikas. Is it correct? So here, look at the answer here. Answer is okay here. So here, basically, Emperor Ashoka and Dasharatha. Remember everyone, Ashoka at Barabar, okay, and Dasharatha at Nagarjuni. They both constructed the caves for the Ajivikas. Who were the Ajivikas? Ajivikas were basically the followers of the fortunism. Okay, and who was the founder? Founder was Mukhali Goshal. Okay, Mukhali Goshal. And apart from them, let me describe about the major caves at the Barabar and Nagarjuni. Barabar had the caves like Sudama, Karna Chopper, okay, Karna Chopper, Vishwa Jhopadi. No, not Sudama was not here, sorry. Just a second, everyone. Okay. All right. Here it was Lomas Rishi. Okay, Lomas Rishi. Then Karna Chopper, Vishwa Jhopadi. Okay, Vishwa Jhopadi. Okay. Now, if we talk about Barabar caves, so Lomas Rishi cave, Karna Chopper cave, Vishwa Jhopadi cave, and Sudama. Then at Nagarjuni, we had Gopika, Vapi, and Vaditi. Okay. So remember these four names, these are very, very important. Why did I change the sequence here? Because these three are the most important caves. Lomas Rishi, Vishwa Jhopadi, and Karna Chopper. Sudama cave is relatively lesser significant. However, in case of the Nagarjuni, we have the 3 caves, they are equally significant. Okay, so remember these names, these are very, very important for everyone. Now moving to the next question, consider the following statements and mark the option which is correct. The Upaveda of Rig Veda is Ayurveda. Shatapat Brahman related to the Yajurveda is the lengthiest of all the Brahmans. Samaveda contains the hymns sung by the particular type of priests known as Udgatri. The Upaveda of Samaveda, that is Adhvaryu. So which of the above statements are correct? Okay, here in this case, let me just explain the answer for all of you, that Upaveda of Rig Veda, that is called Ayurveda, that is absolutely correct. In fact, let me just make a table for everyone so that you can remember the Veda and Upaveda simultaneously. In case of the Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharvaveda. The Rig Veda has Upaveda called as Ayurveda. Okay, Ayurveda. Samaveda has the Upaveda called as the Gandharva Veda. Yajurveda has the Dhanurveda. And Atharvaveda has Arthveda and Shilpaveda. So whenever there is a question from the Veda and Upaveda combination, then do not misunderstand anything. This is the absolutely accurate combination of the Veda and Upaveda, which you can directly use in the examination. Okay. Now the question arises that if this statement is correct or not. So you can see here Samaveda has got Gandharva Veda, that means this is not correct. Contains the hymns sung by the particular type of the priest known as the Udgatri, right? Udgatri, absolutely correct. In fact, the hymns of the Rig Veda, they are sung by the specific type of priests called as Hotri, and Samaveda is sung by Udgatri. In Sanskrit it is called Udgatri. However, in the Prakrit they are called as Udgata or simply Ugata. Okay, from there the term called Geet or Gayak, they have originated from this particular term called Udgatri. Okay, remember that. Then Shatapat Brahman is the lengthiest of all the Brahmans, absolutely correct. Shatapat Brahman, which describes about the Kal Purusha who takes the Agni or fire in his mouth and moves towards the Videha Madhav, towards the Videha region. Okay, the Kal Purusha was known as the Videha Madhav. So basically this Brahman describes about the expansion of the Rigvedic tribes during the 1000 BC towards the eastern plains, towards the eastern parts of the Gangetic plains. So we can say that this was probably written during the beginning phase of later Vedic period, and it has the lengthiest structure among all the Brahmans. Okay, those who do not know the Brahmans, what are the Brahmans? Brahmanas are basically the descriptive discourses written to describe the meaning of the hymns which are present in the Samhitas of the Vedas. Okay, let me tell you that the Veda, that consists of the several parts. The root text is called as Samhita. Okay, the explanation is called as Brahman. Then critique and commentary is called as Aranyak. And then the question and answer, depending upon the philosophical understanding, that is called as Upanishad. Then the additional body of knowledge present in the Veda, that is called as Upaveda. And then the science of studying the Veda, the science of exact understanding of the Veda, that is called as the Vedanga. The Vedanga. Those who are not aware about the Vedangas, let me tell you, there are total 6 Vedangas, which are as following: Siksha, Kalp, Vyakaran, okay, Vyakaran, Chand, Nirukta, and Jyotish, okay. So these are very important terminologies that you need to, in fact, you must remember these terms, remember that, okay. Moving to the next question regarding the women in the Vedic period, which of the following are correct? They were allowed to study, they held good positions, they did not practice the Parda system, they attended the Sabha and Samiti. Which of the above statements are correct? Okay, everyone. So here let me tell you that in this question, they were allowed to study, they held good positions, they did not practice Parda system, they attended Sabha and Samiti. All of them should be correct, which means that during the Vedic period, some of the people might be having doubt that, sir, how is this correct that they held good positions? So guys, remember that when someone was capable of writing the hymns of Vedas or the riches of the Vedas, that means they were allowed for anything. In fact, we come across the descriptions where the women in Mahabharata, right, they are provided with the amply significant positions, like you can remember the position of a Satyavati, or you can remember the position of Shikhandini, right? Not just that, even in the period of Vedas, the various scholars, the women scholars like Gargi, Maitreyi, Ghosha, Apala, Lopamudra, right, all these indicate that their social position was very good. Okay, they were allowed to study, of course they were allowed to study, and now they did not practice the Parda system. Okay, they did not practice the Parda system, of course. That is absolutely correct, because the Parda system, okay, the Parda system, that is actually absent, completely absent in the ancient period. It was introduced during the medieval period, particularly after the Turks' invasion. In fact, it is initiated in the Arab region. However, some historians also claim that during the Huna invasion as well, the Central Asians also introduced the system of veils or parda. Veils basically means ghunghat. So the ghunghat or the veils, that was introduced through the Central Asian invasions and later on through the Islamic invasions. Okay, everyone. Now here they attended the Sabha and Samiti, of course that is correct. Okay, of course that is correct, because Sabha, Samiti, Vidath and Gan, remember that these four were the important bodies in the Vedic period, which used to provide the consultations to the king or Rajan whenever Rajan inquired about it. Okay, so Sabha and Samiti in the later Vedic period, right, in the later Vedic period, only these two were left. Okay, and not only that, later Vedic period, the Vedas also called them as the twins, as the twin daughters of Prajapati of Prajapati. Okay, so that is very important fact to remember. Okay, important fact to remember. Okay, everyone. Now, remember that. Here, if I am telling you one thing, that Vidath and Gan, what was that? So, Vidath was basically the body of elderlies, and the Gan, that was the body of artisans, Okay, everyone. So, these two bodies, they were disappeared after the early Vedic period. Okay. So, I hope that it is absolutely clear to all of you. Okay. Now, moving to the next question. Match the following lists. Brahma Vivah, father gives his daughter's hand to the knowledgeable and well-behaved bridegroom with proper rites and rituals. Daiva Vivah, father gives the bride's hand to the priest engaged in sacrifice. Prajapatya Vivah, the father greets bridegroom and appeals the couple to follow the religious duties. Arsha Vivah, after receiving a pair of the cattle from the groom, father gives the bride's hand to the bridegroom. Okay. Now I hope that everybody would be able to relate with this description. Here again, I have already provided the answer so that you can see the answer, but that is not important. What is important is to remember the names of 8 different types of the marriages which were existing during the Vedic period, and they continued because even Arthashastra, that also describes those 8 types of marriages. If suppose there is a question in the examination that Arthashastra also describes about the distinct types of marriages, that statement must be regarded as the correct statement. Alright. So, let me tell you, the right answer is option number B, so that you can already understand that all these are well correctly matched sentences. Okay. And the remaining four, they are following. Okay. Gandharva Vivah, then Asura Vivah, then Rakshas Vivah, and then Paishach Vivah. Okay. In the Gandharva Vivah, basically the bride and groom, they married as per their own will, with or without the support of parents. So, in short, you can say that it is like the typical love marriage where the family members, they do not support, and in that case the boy and the girl, they both used to elope and then they used to get married together. That was the Gandharva Vivah. Okay. Then comes the Asura Vivah. What is the Asura Vivah? In case of the Asura Vivah, remember, usually in this type of marriage, there was a price paid by the groom to the bride, or sometimes there was the abduction also. The price was paid, or sometimes the abduction also used to take place. That was the Asura Vivah. Okay. Then comes the Rakshas Vivah. The Rakshas Vivah, that was purely a transaction. Okay, a transaction, and sometimes with or sometimes without money. So it is like threatening the father, okay, and just kidnapping the girl and going away. Or whenever it is also that whenever the father was thinking that the girl should be sold to somebody, then that is also a type of Rakshas Vivah. So Asur and Rakshas, both these Vivah, both these marriages, they were commonly practiced by the local inhabitants in the early or the ancient periods. Okay, when it comes to the Paishach Vivah, what is the meaning of Paishach Vivah? Here this is not a marriage, this is purely crime as per the today's definitions. When there was the abdication as well as intoxication of the girl, and she was either in the stage of you can say unconsciousness, or in the stage of imbrued, she used to get raped, and eventually in order to avoid the social humiliation, the girl was married to her rapist only, or her rapist used to keep the girl at the home only. In that case, the society considered them to be the husband and wife. In that condition, it was called Paishach Vivah. Absolutely painful for the women, but yes, that was a type of marriage that used to exist. Okay, everyone. Now coming to the next question, question number 14th. Consider the following statements. The word stupa means a mound. The tradition of the stupa is related to only to the Buddhism. The small box placed at the center or the heart of the stupa mostly contains the bodily remains of the Buddha or his followers or the things they used. Here, the stupa of Sanchi is the oldest surviving stupa in India. So, how many of the given statements are correct statements? Okay, are correct statements. Only one, only two, all of the above, or none of the above. Guys, here the right answer to this question, I think this should be known to everybody. The right answer is option number B. Why so? The word stupa means a mound. What is a mound? Suppose if you have a plain ground and then you start collecting the dust and the bricks and the debris together, then there is a structure which appears something like that. Now that is called a mound. That is called a mound. Then we have a second statement, the tradition of the stupa is related only to Buddhism. No. Stupas are also found to store the dead body remains and the belongings of the various Brahmanical sages as well as the Jain Munis. So that means it is absolutely Indic in tradition, not exclusively related to the Buddhism. Okay. The small box placed at the center or the heart of the stupa contains the bodily remains. Of course, that contains the bodily remains of Buddha or his disciples. Okay, everyone. Then the stupa of the Sanchi is the oldest surviving stupa in India. Of course, that is correct. Not correct, because the stupa of Sanchi is not older than the stupas of Piparahava, stupa of Bodh Gaya, the stupa of Rummendei in Nepal, of course, but even that is older than the stupa of Sanchi. So which means that two statements here, they are absolutely correct. Okay, everyone. Now here, who among the following teachers were visited by Siddhartha Gautam in the quest of knowledge before his enlightenment? Some of you might be aware already. I have already provided the answer here. Option number A. So Alar Kalam and Uddak Ramaputra, they are both regarded as the teachers whom Lord Buddha or Tathagat Buddha visited in order to search for the true knowledge. However, Mokhali Ghoshal, the founder of Ajivika, and Niganthanath Put, the another name of Mahavir Swami. So here we can say that he was the founder of Jainism. या फिर इसको अपन राइट वी कैन से दैट 24th तीर्थंकर. Okay, of the Jainism. Okay, everyone. So that is the right answer here. Now, I hope that in today's session, the main focus that was not inquiring about your knowledge or inquiring about the questions. The main focus, because I had provided the answers of most of the questions beforehand, but primary objective that was just to give you an overarching revision, because the questions today we were having the questions from Kushanas, Guptas, Buddhas and Jainas time period. So overall from the ancient history we have covered it. So guys, the portion of 100 questions from the ancient history is now over. Now the remaining parts of the questions belonging to the ancient history's culture, that we will be doing once we will finish the part of culture. So remember that from tomorrow onwards we are going to begin the art and culture for the UPSC aspirant on YouTube. However, we have also started the preparation for the UPSC aspirants in 2024. So make it sure that if you are willing to prepare and join our batches starting from 23rd of August 6 p.m, then do not forget to check the details of our upcoming P2I batches on our application, as well as in the link that will be given in the comment box. And guys, for further details you can also join my Telegram channel here, and let us meet tomorrow in the session of art and culture. Till then, take care. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead. Jai Hind.